if you want to create a network inside or want to create a network infrastructure inside the organization, so it is necessary you will have to create a physical network diagram. Physical network diagram is necessary because until you don't know how many computers you will have to install in a single room or the single building, and either you don't know how many network devices will be used on a single floor, on a complete floor, and also until you don't know where to establish your router switch, then you cannot create a proper diagram. So previously you need to create a diagram on the packet tracer or on the paper, so later on you can implement the devices on the floor. So there is a different network diagram or different plan you will have to write down over the paper before doing the implementation. So in the documentation we need to do the floor plan. You need to do the floor plan and wiring diagram, distribution frame and site survey report. You need to create a minimum 4 papers for the different plans. So first is a floor plans, means on a single floor you need to create a detailed scale diagram of the wiring and the port location. Like if you want to do the networking on the floor plan, like you have the 50 computers need to install in a single room, so you will have to create a 50 ports, 50 connectors on the wall or somewhere else on the wall. So you will have to establish the system and directly connected the system to the port. So minimum you will have to use the 50 and also 2 or the 3 alternate. If one port is not working, so you can use the another port, right? So this is it is called floor plan. Later on you will have to use the wiring diagram. Wiring diagram, how much wire you will have to use, cable, how long cable you will use, means cable diagram, and also the termination of the cable. Cable termination means where the cable will be terminate and the port will be situated, right? So later on you can create a distribution frame. Distribution frame means distribution systems. Distribution system already you know, like switch. Switch is a distribution system where the multiple devices will be connected. So you will have to identify these are end port. These are one port is connected on the wall, but another port will be connected to the switch. So where you will have to establish this switch or the distribution frame, you need to identify. Okay. So there is a two types of the distribution. One is a main distribution. Main distribution will be considered as a core switch. Core switch we all discussed already. Core switch or the core router. Another is a intermediary distribution. Intermediate distribution frame means which is getting some data from the core and when forwarding to the another. Okay. One more thing, you will have to submit your paper or create your documentation over the site survey report. Site survey report is the type of the report we have discussed already in a wireless signal, in a wireless medium, where it is necessary to identify the strength of the signal on a specific location. Means where or on that site you are going to establish or situated the access point. So what is the signal strength on the specific location? So you will have to do the site survey and generate the report, and all these are the part of physical network diagram. Later on you can create a diagram for this. But also one more things you will have to consider, it is called rack diagram. Rack diagram means where your, like this is the racks, multiple racks are there, and inside this rack is a multiple types of the devices are connected on the rack. Like this is the server rack, this is the server rack. So actually this is created by the steel frame. Generally it is, or the rack are created in a steel frame. Okay, and the standard is 19-inch wide and 175 is a upper side, means this is the height. 1U, 3U, 2U, 3U, 2U. So 1U is equal to 1.75 inch. It is also depend on their essentials, their position of the appliances, label, network, and the power ports is important, because all the servers or all the devices which are established in a rack, so it is required the power ports. So power ports must be available, and do the configuration and asset informations. There is a two other type of the diagram you need to be create. Two other type of the network diagram. One is a logical diagram, another is a physical diagram. Because we have discussed to establishing the switch, router, network devices, cabling, connector, and connecting all the devices. So it is a physical network diagram. So you have created the physical network diagram, but physical diagram is not enough, because you will have to do the logical diagram also. Inside the logical diagram you will identify where your DHCP server, where your VLAN server, where is router, switches, and all the things. So you will have to consider the OSI model on every layer. So on a physical layer you will have to asset IDs. Asset means any network device, any asset which is working over the physical layer. What are the assets which are working over the physical layer? Is a cable links, ports, port cable links, connector. These are working over the physical layer. Another is which is working over the layer 2, data link layer, where is switches, repeater, media converter, not router. So these are the physical layers, and connecting with the physical layers is, yes, router also physical layers. But on the layer 3 you will have to do the configuration. Do the configuration like providing the IP address of the all the interfaces. Maybe the interface is a VLAN interface, router interface, or the switch interface, VLAN interface. Provide the IP addresses to all the interface, and making the separate subnetting and default gateway and other type of the configuration. VLAN, if the VLAN available, so you need to provide the documentation of the VLAN also. DHCP server, where is a DHCP server, what is the pool of the DHCP server, and all the type of the configuration you will have to write down in a paper, on the paper. So which is help to create a network diagram. And what are the applications? Applications like server, how many servers are there, which type of the server are running, applications, and their performance of the servers and applications. Once everything will be considered, so if you create a diagram, so it is necessary, because like you are using the bridge or you are using the router, but how to identify those things? So there is some standard icon which can be used. Like if you want to establish the hub, so you need to create a such type of the icon, such type the icon for the access point, such a type of the icon used for the bridge, basic, layer 6. So whenever you will see this type of the icon, you can understand inside the diagram this is the layer 3 switch. Like where you are looking like this is like you can identify I need to install the access point there. Okay, so these are the standard icons which is used to creating the diagram.